You're picking your AI service off the wrong number. So every trend report this year opens with the same one. Searches for Claude Code specialists, up 938%. That's businesses looking, and looking isn't paying. But there's a second column those reports leave off the poster, and it's the only one you should be reading. What businesses actually paid for. So today, I'm ranking the 10 AI services businesses actually pay for in 2026, worst to best, off that column. And the loudest number in the room does not finish first. Number 10. Faceless channel management. You run somebody else's channel for them. Tiers are simple. S tier means both columns agree and the money is already moving. F tier means the searches are loud and nobody has paid you $1. So remember that 938%? This one's its little brother. Searches for faceless channel management jumped 239%. Loudest thing on the board. Now, you go look at the paid column. Upwork builds that list only from jobs that finished and got paid, and channel management isn't on it anywhere. So who's the buyer here? Another guy with a channel and a dream, hoping it takes off so he can pay you later, which makes two people hoping and one invoice nobody's written. Your rate is $0 down, and a slice of revenue that hasn't happened yet. I'm putting it in F tier, and it's the floor. Number 9. Vibe-coded micro apps. And you've seen this one everywhere. Searches for vibe coding and AI app development are both way up, and every one of those is a business that saw a demo on Tuesday and wants it running by Friday. Now here's what they actually paid for. Upwork's fastest growing earnings lines in coding are AI integration, chatbot development, and firmware. No vibe coding, no no-code app builds, nothing like it on that list. Because honestly, the build was never the hard half, and Fiverr's own chief business officer put it plainly. Claude Code raised the ceiling on what any business can build, and almost none of them have anybody in-house to hold it up. You'll get $500 to $2,000 for a basic build. Then it meets real users. I'm giving it F tier 2, one notch above number 10, and only because somebody occasionally pays for the build. Number 8. Logo and brand design. So on Fiverr, searches for logo design climbed 76% this year. Brand identity climbed 26%. Same industry, same buyers, 3 times the gap. Because those are 2 different purchases. Brand identity is something a business does twice a decade. A logo is what they need this week. For the new product, the new sub-brand, the new landing page. Which is why this is the first item where your paid column isn't blank. Logo design earnings on Upwork grew 44%, genuinely paid, and the slowest growing creative line they named. You'll get your concepts out of Midjourney in an afternoon, the hand finishing is still on you, and projects run $300 to $2,500. C tier, ahead of the vibe-coded apps. You get paid, but it's a market that buys from you once and then leaves. Quick one before number 7. I put this whole board on one page, both columns, every figure, and where it came from, so you can check me instead of trusting me. Free in the description. Number 7. Voice agents. This is the one everybody in my comments wants to build, and the demand is real. It's also the mildest number in its own neighborhood, while the category around it ran hot. Now, your buyers here aren't who the demos show you. Med spas, garage door installers, small law firms, anybody losing bookings because nobody picked up. You build it in retail or VAPI, point it at their calendar, and it books. And then Gartner counted what happens to the ones you build. More than 40% of agentic AI projects get canceled by the end of 2027, on cost, and on nobody proving what the thing was worth. They've even got a name for it. Agent washing, a vendor sticking the word agent on a chatbot. You'd charge $500 to $3,000 to set it up, then $300 to $1,500 a month to keep it alive. I'm putting it in C tier, just ahead of logos, because at least this one bills every month. Number 6. Chatbot development. And right now, somewhere, a support inbox has the same question in it for the 9th time today. Where's my order? What's your return window? Do you ship to Canada? And this is where the board changes on you. Everything you've heard so far was the loud column. From here to number 1, every one of them has a paid column behind it. Upwork earnings for AI chatbot development grew 71% last year. And that's not searches, that's finished jobs, invoiced and cleared, on a list that won't touch a skill until it clears $100,000. Now, That's the smallest AI number on the report, and the generic, "I'll build you a chatbot" pitch is picked over. You'll get undercut in a week. What sells is the boring one, trained on their real returns policy and shipping table. You build it in VoiceFlow, BotPress, or with Claude sitting on their own documents. You'd bill $40 to $200 an hour here, closer to $40 starting out, and most projects land between $1,000 and $15,000. I'm giving it B tier, straight past everything above it. It's real money on tight margins. Number 5. Image generation. Now this one surprised me. Upwork earnings grew 95%, more than double the logo number, for work that sounds smaller. Nobody needs a second logo. But everybody with a catalog needs another 11 product shots this week, and 11 more the week after. So your buyer already sells things, and burns through images the way a restaurant burns through napkins. Shopify stores, ad accounts, anybody testing creative every week. And the cost cuts both ways on you. AI editing pushed the per photo floor down to about 5 cents, which is why the low end of this work is gone. But human editors still charge $30 to $150 an hour, and they get it, because somebody still has to pick which version is the one. You do that with Midjourney and Photoshop. I'm putting it in B tier, just above chatbots. Number 4. Store back office management. Can somebody just run my store? And you running their back office with AI is the answer to it. So you take their listings, their order chasing, their returns, that endless "where is my package" inbox. You take the administrative middle of their business and run it on Claude with Make or Zapier for the flow. And your paid column here is loud. E-commerce management earnings on Upwork grew 130%, the fastest growing line in their whole admin category. Now, this is the lowest floor on the board, and I'll be straight with you about it. Starting out, you're looking at $4 to $14 an hour. But look, if you're watching this somewhere the rent isn't American, $14 an hour across 3 or 4 stores is a real monthly income, and one you can start earning this month. It's also the one you can start on Monday with no portfolio, and the one where your client can't fire you because you're holding their orders. That's an A tier, and it's the first one on the board. Number 3. Data annotation. And I know exactly how that sounds to you. Upwork earnings for this grew 154% last year, third biggest paid number on the report. And I ranked this exact work near the bottom of a video a few weeks back. That one ranked by what the job pays you an hour, this one by whether businesses are paying at all. Different question, and it moves a long way up the board. Because the pay is genuinely unremarkable. You'd get $25 to $55 an hour for annotation and preference rating. It won't make you rich on its own. What it will do is get somebody to send you money this month. Your buyer is the AI labs themselves, and they've got the budget, they've got the volume, and they aren't going to stop needing you. There's no tool for you to learn, and no portfolio for you to show. I'm giving it A tier, one place above the store work. It's the least glamorous thing on this board, and one of the safest. Number 2. Integration. And I need you to remember the number this video started on. Claude Code specialists, up 938%. The biggest figure Fiverr published all year. You read it, everybody read it, and almost nobody checked what came next. So here's what happened next. Upwork earnings for AI integration grew 178%, second biggest on the report, and Fiverr searches for N8N ran up behind it. That's both of your columns screaming at once. It's the only place on the board where both agree that loudly. And now you're probably thinking, if it's that obvious, isn't everybody doing it? Online, sure, but go ask the 6 businesses nearest you who wired their systems together. Integration isn't you building something new, it's you making the things they already pay for talk to each other. And look, you can learn this one for nothing. You self-host N8N free, and Make and Zapier both run a free tier. You'd bill $40 to $200 an hour, depending on how deep you go, and your retainers sit at $500 to $2,000 a month for small businesses. That's an S tier, and it's still only number 2, which should tell you something about what's coming. Number 1. Video generation. So go back to number 10 for a second. Loudest searches on your board, nobody paying. Now here's that same craft at the top. And look, I sat with these reports a while before I believed this one. Upwork earnings grew 329% last year. That's not the biggest AI number on the report, that's the biggest number on it, full stop. And your loud column agrees. Searches for AI video ads and Fiverr's whole video category both ran up behind it. So what actually changed between number 10 and number 1 for you? Nothing about the work, it's who's on the other end of it. At number 10, you're making video for somebody who hopes to get paid. Up here, you're making it against an ad budget that already exists, that got approved in January, that somebody has to spend by December or lose. Same tools, same skill. The only thing that moved was whether the money was already in the room. You'd get $100 to $500 a clip, or $800 to $1,500 a month on a podcast's weekly load. You use VO and Runway to generate it, Descript to cut, 11 Labs for the voice. That's an S tier, top of the board, and the gap isn't close. There's one number left, and it isn't on the board. So Chase looked at the real payments moving through millions of small business accounts. Not a survey, not what owners said about themselves, but what they actually paid. At the end of 2023, 8.3% of small businesses had ever paid an AI vendor anything. By December 2025, it was 17.7%. So more than 8 in 10 businesses on your street have never paid anybody $1 for any of this. Which tells you where your first client is. Not on a marketplace, bidding against 400 people. It's the store, the clinic, the contractor 2 blocks from you, sitting in that 82%. That isn't a closed market. It's a market that hasn't started yet. You're not late to this. It only feels late to you, because the noise showed up years before the money did. So drop a comment and tell me which column you've been shopping from, the loud one or the paid one. Be honest, a lot of us started on the loud one. I did. The one-page board is free in the description, and the free stack that runs number 2 for nothing is down there with it. Next video, how you land your first client out of that 82%. Until then, do the boring thing. Sell what's already selling.